Hey bays and mamas, I am officially 8 months pregnant, and this has been highly suggested and requested on my Instagram about what I eat in a day. I usually post my plates on Instagram, so if you don't follow me, make sure you do. But we're gonna just jump right into breakfast. This is going to be a really quick video: breakfast, lunch, and dinner, not getting into snacks. But for breakfast, this particular day I decided to do steak, eggs, and potatoes. This is not typically what I would do for breakfast. I know this kind of sounds like a dinner meal, but I slept in this day. My husband decided to go across the street and get some steak, because usually I do steak and eggs for a high protein breakfast. I started doing high protein breakfast when I was in my first trimester. I noticed that it tremendously helped me with nausea and morning sickness. Ever since I've been eating a high protein diet, my nausea has completely subsided. Now I know everyone's different, but yeah, I'm just gonna give you that little tip. If you're struggling with nausea in your first trimester, second or third, try switching your diet to high protein. I don't know the science behind it, I just know it works. But yeah, so I decided to do, we have some steak strips, and I cut up the potatoes in little dice. I'm going to season the potatoes with oregano, rosemary, and salt, keeping it very, very simple. And then I'm going to go ahead and pop them in the air fryer. It's just a quicker, easier way. Before, I used to put them in the oven and just let them roast, but your girl was really hungry, and the air fryer is just quicker. It's just quicker. For my steak, because I've been making steak so much this pregnancy, I've actually taught myself how I really, really like my steak. Instead of seasoning it before putting it on the fire, I like to just cook them in a garlic herb butter, and then I like to go in as they're almost fully cooked. I like to go ahead and season it. So I'm just going to use this steak blend. It's a Canadian steak blend. It has your garlic, your salt, other spices and stuff like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and go in with rosemary and oregano. This is just how I like to season my steak, and I do add a little bit of Himalayan sea salt. This is just how I like to season my steak. Because I don't like my steak obviously super duper seasoned, but I love a little bit of flavor. And the garlic and herb butter that I'm cooking it in, it just adds a little bit of oomph to it. Like I said, I've been making steak this whole 8 months. Almost, I probably eat steak once or twice a week, because of how much protein it is. And I've ate every type of steak, like steak strips, round steak, NY strip. I've been just, what's the word I'm looking for? Mommy brain just hits out of nowhere sometimes, y'all. But yeah, I've just been experimenting with steak. So I've just learned how to cook it. I'm not saying I make the best steak, but I'll say this: I don't need sauce on my steak anymore. Okay, I have retired the A1 sauce on my steak. But as they're done, I like to just keep it warmed in the oven, not to cook it, but to do a 170 degrees, so just to keep it warm. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and cook my eggs. So I'm gonna go ahead and use do 4 eggs, because I'm making this for my husband and me. So usually when it's just my husband, or if I'm just cooking for myself, I probably do 2 or 3 eggs. But because I wanted to make sure that me and him got enough portion, I decided to do 4 eggs. So yep, after I do the 4 eggs, eggs are expensive, so you know how you used to just be a little bit, I'm gonna just only do brown eggs. I just need eggs at this point. And I know that's not the healthiest or not the most eco-friendly or ethical, but at this point in time that I recorded this video, eggs are expensive. I have noticed that they started to drop. Me and my husband have talked about getting a Costco card, especially now that we have baby boy on the way, who is probably going to be here a lot sooner than later. But I don't know why we haven't gotten around to it. It's just been other things that we've been thinking about. But yeah, so this is how I like to cook my eggs. I do like them scrambled hard. I like them scrambled hard even before being pregnant, but now even more because I cannot have raw eggs or any type of raw food. And I know some women do it. I'm not even going to take a chance with it. So this is just how I like to like slowly cook my eggs, just to ensure that it is completely cooked through. And as I'm like cooking them, I'm like flipping them and cutting them up into little pieces, because I'm actually, as I was cooking the eggs, I decided that I wanted to make a steak, potato, and egg bowl. And he didn't want the bowl, my husband didn't want the bowl, so I just went ahead and, just gave him a regular plate. So taking out everything in the oven and everything is done, this is how everything turned out. I'm going to show you my husband's plate first. He has a nice little healthy portion of the steak, eggs, and potatoes. And then this is the bowl. I put the potatoes first, the eggs in the middle, and then the steak on top. And as you can see, Cleo wants some. She wants something bad. This is the Chobani 20 grams protein yogurt drink that I've been drinking a little bit. I still don't know how I feel about it, but it just, adds a little bit of extra protein in the morning. I usually don't drink it all, but it works, So for lunch, I actually decided I wanted to do something totally different for lunch, but my husband surprised me with chicken and fries from the grocery store across the street. And you know what? It made me happy, okay? It made me happy. I'm not going to knock it. Sometimes I like to be a little bit healthier, like eating a salad or whatever, but I do have this aloe vera drink, okay, that is made with real aloe vera, and I believe this was like a watermelon flavor. So if y'all want to pause the video and read the back of the bottle, it has like aloe vera chunks in it and stuff like that, and you just have to shake it up, and it's really good. So hey, the aloe vera and the chicken and fries did me good. I'm happy, and you know what, me and baby is happy. What y'all gonna say? Nothing. Okay, so moving on to dinner. This particular day, obviously dinner and breakfast, they always change, but this is just typically how I like to eat during the day. I'm doing a shrimp stir fry and rice. I'm using white rice, but I did cook it in chicken broth just to add a little bit of more nutrients from the chicken broth and flavor. And then I'm using a broccoli stir fry, and I'm just cooking all of that in a garlic and herb butter. Not too much, but enough. It's giving semi-healthy with the vegetables. I do like to add soy sauce, obviously because it's a stir fry, and I know soy sauce, it is high sodium, and I do have high blood pressure, so I'm going to say this: do with that as you will. Add as much soy sauce as you want, but I do like adding the soy sauce because it not only adds, a little bit of salt to it for flavor, but it adds the flavor, so that helps me not season as much. Okay, so this is kind of how I like make sure to have like a well-rounded diet throughout the day. I had the steak and eggs and potatoes, so I had a protein, a carb, and some omega-3s. The chicken and fries, like I said, that was not planned, but it made me happy with some aloe vera. And then I'm making sure I'm getting some more vegetables today with my dinner, which is the shrimp stir fry. And throughout the day, I did not show like my snacking because honestly, I don't snack that much during the day because of the fact of the meals that I'm making are so fueling. But if I do have a snack, I usually have like a yogurt and granola bowl. Sometimes I might have a bag of chips, but not really. But I don't really typically snack throughout the day, 8 months pregnant, because I try to make my meals as filling as possible. So that is pretty much all I do throughout the day. I do make sure that I eat 3 times a day: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I've just noticed like throughout my whole pregnancy, it has just helped keep me full. I don't snack as much. And throughout the whole pregnancy so far, I've only gained 42 pounds, which they want to say, 35 to 45 pounds is a healthy weight gain. Everyone is different genetically, but this is just what I typically eat throughout the day. Like I said, this may vary. I might do one more video if I have time before getting pregnant. Not getting pregnant, Lord. Before having him, I might do another video. But I don't know. Baby boy might be coming in 2 weeks of me doing this voiceover. So we gonna see. But yeah, that is it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. This was a very quick little video, just to like fill you guys in. I hope to see you next time, and make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye.